Condition where Akshepaka is seen. It is called as Dhanusthambha, or Dhanu means a bow. Here, Dhanusthambha means Dhanustulya Nametyastu Sa Dhanusthambha Satnaga. Here, the water is making the body bent like a bow. So, it has two types of bending, that is inward bending and outward bending. One is Abhyantarayama and other one is Bahirayama. And these conditions are usually seen in as a part of tectonic convulsions or any other uh, brain injuries. And one of the kinds of Dhanusthambha, that is Abhyantarayama, or the body bends inwards, that is Anguli Gulfa Jatara, Hrudvaksha, Gala Samshrita. So when vitiated Vayu, it affects the Manya Pradesha, that is according to Varpada, he has mentioned Manye Samstambhya. Vado Andaraya Chandavanirya, when Vayu affects the Manya Pradesha or the Griva Parshvasrita Nadi. The Nadi, it's along the both sides of the Griva, that is Manya, Manya Dve, two types of Nadi mentioned for Manya. And also the Snayu of areas like Anguli, Gulfa, Jatara, Hrud, Vaksha, Gala, all these body parts, the Snayus, are affected. The gaze will be fixed. Stiff jaws, Vishtabdaksha, Stabdahanu, pain in flanks, Bhagna Parsha, Kafam Vamana, that is vomiting of phlegm. Snayu Pratana Manilo, Yada Akshipati Vegam, the Vayu Vega, it affects these areas. It produces all these symptoms along with convulsions, that is convulsion, this single convulsive movement, and the body, when the convulsions come, the body bends inwards like a bow. There is teeth bite and loss of speech according to Varpata. This condition usually is correlated to a tetanic posture called as emprostotonus, where the similar inward bending of the body is seen. The opposite condition, that is Bahyayama. Here the Bahya Snayu Prathanastha Bahyayamam Karodicha. Here Vata affects the Snayu of the back or the Bahya or the outer extremities, that is the back or the Prishthabhaga. And when it contracts, the body bends outwards. If the condition is asadhyatam asadhyam buddha prahur vaksha kati uru panjanam, there is severe pain and chances of fractures due to the peculiar feature of outward bending, and depending on the extent of bending and depending on the vayu vega, there are chances of fractures and increase of pain and other discomforts. The condition is usually correlated to opistotonus, that is again another characteristic feature of the tetanic convulsion. The body bends outwards. Vapada has mentioned it in a bit detailed manner, that is Bahyayamastya Tadvida, Dehasya Bahirayamat Pushtado Niyadeshira. Dehasya Bahirayamat, again the body is bending backwards. Prishtado Niyade Shira. Shira Pradesha bends, goes back. Prishtado Niyade, towards the Prishta, bends towards the Prishta. Urascha Ukshipede, what happens is that Ura means chest, the chest rises as the head goes back and the neck lowers. Now the neck extends back, the chest rises. Kandhara Chavamritade, Kandhara means Griva Bhaga, it is extended and lowered back. Then there is Dandeshu Asyecha Vaivarnam, that is cyanotic changes due to lack of circulation, improper circulation, Prasveda, sweating is there. And Srastha Gathra has been mentioned, usually it is seen rigid, but here the Acharya has mentioned there is Srastha Gathra, the limbs are relaxed in this condition when the trunk goes in the position, but usually a rigid condition is seen in opisthotonus or the tetanic convulsions. Bahyayamam Dhanushkam, it is also called as Dhanushkamba and Vagin. So these synonyms of Bahyayam. In Charaka Chikitsasana, Acharya Charaka has mentioned Antarayama as Manyastambha. Under the context of Manyastambha, Antarayama is included, and under the context of Dhanusthambha, Bahirayama is included. So in Manyastambha, all the basic lakshanas are same as mentioned above, similar to Antarayama mentioned earlier, like body bends inward, but again along with few other lakshanas like Griva Graha or Dantanam Dashanam, teeth bite, Lala Shrava salivation, Then Mukata, inability to talk due to Jihvastambha. He has mentioned in Manyastambha, and in Dhanusthambha again, body bends outwards and all the similar symptoms as I mentioned earlier. And if it is associated with severe stiff neck or Grivastambha, or inability to talk, Mukata or Danda Dashanam, Jihva, Dantaran Dashanam, Jramba, and Lalasrava, it will kill the person. He has told it is a serious condition and it will kill the person, or if at all he survives, he will be handicapped. So these are the classification of Charaka. Vapra has specifically mentioned a condition called as Vranayama, which is Asadhya or Varjita. That is, Vrana means it's a wound. It's a Vrana Marmashridam. Any wound in the Marma Pradesha, it can be correlated to any infective wound. And properly, tetanus is a condition which is caused due to an infection by the tetanic spores or the Clostridium tetani. Varma Marmashrita Prapyam Samiranat. When there is a wound in the Marma Pradesha, slowly there is Vayu Visheshan, and it affects all the doshas. Vyaya Chandi Tanum dosha. It spreads and affects all the doshas in Sarva Sharira, Sarva Mapadamastakam. And there is convulsions. And there is thirst and anemia is associated. The condition is Varjida Rasadhya. Gate Vege Bhavet Swastham Sarveshu Akshep. The Acharya has ended the main topics related to Akshepaka by saying Gate Vege Bhavet Swastham Sarveshu, all Akshepaka, over the all convincing conditions, then it is episodic. As I mentioned earlier, Akshepaka here in Vadavyadi, it is episodic neurological deficits, where the symptoms aggravates when Vayu Vega appears or it increases and subsides when the Vayu Vega withdraws or lowers. Also in Madhadana, it is seen Sadhya Sadhyata of Apatanaka or Akshepaka in general. That is Garbhavada Sampana, Shonita Atisravotida, Abhigada Samutasya, Dushiketsya Tamohisa. As mentioned, those conditions which are Sadhya among the Akshepaka, that is Garbhapada Samutpanna. So if the Akshepaka or the convulsions are occurring following an abortion, it can be fatal. Then Shonita Adhisrava, there is severe bleeding and convulsions are following it, maybe due to a cerebral ischemia towards the brain due to lack of blood flow. It is considered as asadhya. Abhighata trauma, a direct trauma to the head, it can be considered as asadhya. The convulsions following it can be considered as asadhya.